Alright. Assuming everything is working correctly, I should be live. I will tell people that I am live, and then we can get into this. I don't think anyone directly recommended the Furysword. It was just one of the weapons that I've always wanted to use, because it's one of those boss weapons that everyone says is good. So I thought I'd try it out. If I could figure out how to share links. There we go. Okay. Let's see. I'm probably just gonna use the starting weapon and ascend that. Not worry about getting like a Falchion or whatever, like a better weapon. Because that should carry me through the Iron Golem just fine. I'm probably gonna try to get the sword to +10 before fighting Quelaag. Just because I'm gonna need to get it to +10 anyway. That is a wonderful activity to do while watching the stream. I hope it increases your enjoyment. I hope it has the results you wish it will. Yeah, okay. I don't think this will be a particularly difficult run. The Furysword does scale with humanity, but it also has scaling, which is why the title is what it is. Because no other chaos weapon actually scales with humanity and has stat scaling. So hopefully it'll be decent. I mean, I guess it depends on your build, right? Because I feel like the Furysword would be the best in terms of like just a casual build. But if you have like low stats or whatever, then most other chaos weapons will probably end up being better, like the Falchion or whatever. Oh, the humanity. I used to be terrified of having a bunch of humanity. Chaos weapons used to be scary for me to use, but this is not a good weapon, is it? But at this point, I've played the game so much that, like, even when I do die, I can get back to where I was fairly consistently. Plus, I'll just be duping humanity, so it's whatever. Wow, okay, I am not used to this moveset at all. I got used to heavy weapons in the last several streams, and now I can't use a light weapon. I know what I'm doing, I swear. I've played this game a lot. I don't ever use dex weapons because I like single big number, not a lot of small number. Yeah, that doesn't feel as good to me. Yeah, Bonk is best. I agree wholeheartedly. The Abyss Greatsword scales with humanity? I had no idea. Because I used that for the run I did with Tori. But I didn't have any humanity through all of that, I don't think. Darking in this soul, indeed. God, that probably would have made the Abyss Greatsword way better. I imagine it's the better of the three swords, right? Because the cursed Artorias Greatsword is better than the normal Artorias Greatsword. But I feel like the Abyss Sword would be better, right? Because it's already nearly as good. I don't remember the Abyss Sword to split damage at all. What am I doing? I know what I'm doing. I need the large ember. I swear to God. I looked away from the video game to look at chat, and I looked a little bit too long. These are the moments that I stream for. This is why I'm not just recording this, because that wouldn't be as funny or make as much sense if I was just playing this on my own. I have an excuse. The only guaranteed large Titanite shard I can think of before Blighttown is in the depths, but I don't want to go down in the depths. The Furysword is split damage, but it's also fire damage, so hopefully it won't be that bad. Plus it does have half decent. Wait, no it doesn't. It has terrible physical damage, doesn't it? Oh well, whatever. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I love doing this with the plus 0. It works out super well every time. I definitely don't get obliterated by the dogs every single time. Does the Abyss Sword need the 18s across the board? Because I thought that was just the Artorias Greatsword. I don't remember. Alright, I cannot wait to get obliterated by the dogs. This is going to be so exciting. Abyss needs 2218, okay. The flip attack is so cool though. Who cares if I miss it a couple times? It's worth it. I mean, I don't know. It's probably not worth it in PvP, but that's why I don't play PvP. I can't do cool things. Or it doesn't feel as good to do cool things in PvP for me. So I don't do PvP. Like, I know the Furysword is better in PvP because, you know... Or I don't know if the Furysword specifically, but Chaos is good in PvP because you can have pretty good damage at low levels. Wow, that is... Anyway, I know Chaos is good in PvP because you can have good damage at low levels compared to standard scaling, where you would primarily be relying on scaling for your levels. But for PvE, is the game loud? It looks louder than it normally is on my OBS thing. Let me know if it's too loud. But yeah, again, PvE is an entirely different beast. Considering the game is basically turn-based. You know what makes me sad? The Chaos Blade isn't a Chaos weapon. Oh, I don't know if you can parry that, actually. Get parried. Oh my god, I do so little damage. It might just be worth running straight to the Ember. I don't need the 2,000 souls, it's not that much. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The Chaos Blade. Yeah, because then I wouldn't have, like, the scaling. I guess I see. That makes sense. I agree. God, I don't want to deal with the dogs. Alright, whatever. Let's go. No poise either. Who needs poise? Poise is for cowards. Leave me alone. Oh my god! I got it! Now I just need to survive and reach the large Titanite shard. No, 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 please. Everything's fine. Everything is A-okay. Please don't drop down. Okay, we're good. Whoa. Please. I don't have a bone, do I? Whatever. Yeah, Dark Souls 1 PvP especially. But even, like, the ones that people think are good, like Dark Souls 3 PvP, just not my thing. I don't know why. Welcome, Shara. Wait. The large Titanite shard I'm thinking of is over by the Channeler. Okay. Looks like I'm sprinting for my life. I don't know why I was thinking it was over by the dragon. Doing well. I don't... Do you need a key for this? How do you even get down here normally? Because I actually don't know if there's any way down other than that slide. Huh. I'm very tired. I don't know why. I got a good amount of sleep. I've been getting good amounts of sleep. I haven't been sleeping too much, and I've been sleeping until I feel rested. But eyelids are heavy today. Don't know why. Yeah, Dark Souls 1 netcode is interesting. God, I forgot about the giant rats. Okay, here we go. Go, go, go. Oh, the rats didn't come out. Okay. Alright, try next shard. I know what I'm doing. I am shocked I am as okay as I am right now. Okay. This might be the best way to actually fight these things. Because they get stuck there. What the heck? Yeah, but I haven't been getting too much sleep. I made sure of that. That's why I'm so confused. This is going shockingly well. Go back. There we go. I don't think I'm going to come back to kill Gaping, but I don't have a bone. Why did I kill them? There's literally no reason for me to do that. Okay, to Andre. I'm just gonna dupe souls. I'm not gonna worry about, like, legitimately getting to +10 or whatever. It doesn't matter. This is about the Furysword. I don't want to kill the Titanite demons either. There are so many Titanite demons that you need to kill to get to +5. Let me think. So you need to kill... There's one Titanite demon that drops 2, and then there's the one in Lost Isolith, but I'm not counting that one because you should be at +5 long before then. So there's one Titanite demon. You can get the, I think, 4 in Orlando without actually fighting, but you need 10. So at minimum, you would need to kill, like, what, 4 more Titanite demons? Where am I going? I know what I'm doing. The autopilot has taken over. I was gonna say I wanted to see this guy, Rickert, that's his name. I couldn't remember his name, but he wasn't even in that direction. Rickert is one of those characters that I always forget about. I'm working on a challenge run where I just choose 3 random characters. I put them on a wheel, 3 random NPCs. I'm excluding, like, NPC invaders and NPC summons just because they're kind of built for combat, so I don't think it would be as interesting. But, like, you know, Undead Merchant or Ingi or I don't know, can't think of any. Point is, 3 random characters, and I was gonna put Rickon on there, but then I remembered that he's just kind of in a cage, and I feel like using only Soul Arrow through the entire game wouldn't be very fun, so I excluded him. I also included Anastasia, obviously. I would have included the female Undead Merchant if I could get J.K. Leeds to help me with the script, but unfortunately I don't think it'll be happening. Just because all of her attacks are insults. Excuse me, let me go, please. Jesus. I'm all for cuddling, but not right now. Alright. Yeah, that's, I mean, a couple of the NPCs I didn't exclude aren't exactly human NPCs, like Ingi. Ingi is not human. Oh god. I think Ingi is literally just the egg kick attack, and then Toxic and Poison Mist, and that's literally it. And I'm only including Toxic and Poison Mist because he sells them. Ugh, ouch. I would be tempted to add the Chaos Fireball or whatever that you get from the Covenant there, the Servants of Chaos Covenant. But I feel like, I don't know, I don't think that would be as interesting as just using Poison and Toxic and the Egg Head Kick. But also, just using Poison Toxic and the Egg Head Kick would be so terrible. I also separated them. So, like, there are some NPCs that are very easy to start as, or, you know, get to very, very early without killing very many bosses. Ingi is one of the starting NPCs, for instance. Or, like, I don't know, Solaire could also be one of the starting NPCs, because you can get his gear super early without killing very many bosses. But then Lautrec, you can't get most of his gear. Or you can't get, like, the cosplay part of the gear until Orlando, so he's not one of the starting NPCs. Because I would want to go into New Game Plus and do a different NPC. I don't know. Canyon of Kendrick Pull-Ups. I don't think I understand that reference. I think the egg kick does 40 damage, actually. And it does, like, a lot of poise damage. You can just infinitely stagger Gwyn. It doesn't do a lot of damage, but it does damage. More than, like, normal kicks and punches. But also, possible doesn't mean fun or interesting. Is this enough for a sword? I don't remember. I need to get... Or I'm gonna buy... Or, get a Titanite shard from this guy up here anyway. Drake beef. Yeah, that would be why I don't understand. I nearly forgot that that person existed. I don't think I actually even know who Drake is. Like, I know that they do music, but that's about where my knowledge ends. Because when I heard Drake, my thought process went to Kanye, and I know that they're very different people. I did a Chaos Claymore stream a couple weeks ago. When was that? Like 2-3 weeks ago? I like standard Claymore more, I think. Yeah, exactly. This isn't a, like, sword run. It's just the Fury Sword. And I just want to get the Fury Sword as soon as possible. Oh, damage. Wow. This is very fast attacks, so I was not expecting these attacks to come out this quickly. Ouch. I was hoping. Yeah, but I don't do PvP, so Chaos isn't the infusion that I'm partial to. I like Lightning, just because Lightning is cool. I like Fire, because SL1 runs. Fire is really good. I guess Chaos is probably better in SL1 runs. I don't know. Flat cosplay is almost guaranteed to be a fat roll for most builds. Doesn't he do medium roll? I'd want to get to the actual moveset of the character. Because, like, when I did the Artorias cosplay run with Tori, I wanted to do fast rolls because Artorias does fast rolls, right? Okay, let's see if I can do this. First try. Oh wait, I need to go back. Nope. I have to go back into the dialogue. Okay. I know what I'm doing, I swear. And then this. Drop. Giant data level 8. No, thank you. Oops. I do want to do a Giant Dad, like, playthrough. I think that'd be funny. But Giant Dad isn't really the playstyle I do anymore. It used to be. I used to love, like, one massive heavy weapon and Grass Crest Shield. But I've done that so many times. Eventually I'll do Giant Dad, but it just feels boring. I don't know. Come on. I'm good at the game. There we go. Told you. Okay. Claymore is the best sword? I don't know about that. I mean, it's really good. It's my favorite greatsword, but I don't know if it's the best one. If you don't know, quitting out sets your default item quantity usage, whatever, to 99. So you don't have to have 99 of an item to dupe 99 souls. Scimitar. I imagine a +10 Scimitar will do decent damage against Quelaag, hopefully. My baseline is a +0 Drake Sword. Because that's my experience with jeez, with using bad weapons. It's like 72 damage per hit. The best boss weapon? Oh, not mine. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't think I've done that video yet. What was the conclusion? What happened to be the best boss weapon? So far, my findings have been that the Chaos Blade is the best boss weapon. Though Smough's Hammer is decent. I know the Furysword is good for PvP, but that's about where my knowledge ends. Oh, the Abyss Sword is fun too, but I definitely wouldn't call it the best. It also kind of depends on your playstyle though, to be fair. Because for someone like... I'm getting water. For someone who started the game like I did, the Abyss Greatsword was probably way better than the Chaos Blade for when I started playing. But now that I'm like actually experienced at the game and I've played it for several hundred hours and don't just use heavy weapon, haha bonk. The Chaos Blade is probably the best for me. The Abyss Sword at 1 because of flip, that is totally valid. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I take back everything I said. The Abyss Greatsword is the best boss weapon. Ornstein's Spear is so garbage. I did a playthrough with that, just a casual one. I think I was recording it just in case I wanted to make a video on it, but it was so awful. I hated that run. Ornstein's Spear is the worst boss weapon that I've used so far. Oliver, I mean, okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that so condescendingly. I just meant to like, hey, I'm referring to you in this next statement. What about the Zwei, right? Because like for PvE, the speed isn't as important. I feel like the Zwei would be better in that case. Like it's a little bit higher requirement. But if you level into it, it does more damage and everything. Hello, Heavenly Havoc. Welcome to the stream. Claymore is the best boss weapon. The Golem Fist. Oh, you know what? Good point. The Golem Fist is the worst boss weapon. I wanna do a playthrough with the Great Lord Greatsword, but like, I know it's not gonna be good. Yeah, Golem Fist deserves to be at last place. Golem Fist is... I was hoping it would be good. I was hoping it would be a fun fist weapon, especially because it's the only boss weapon that you can buff. But it's just so not good, even with a good buff on it. Because bugs? As in like the little critters or like glitches? Alright, I have a +10 weapon. I should be able to beat Quelaag first try. If not, revoke my Dark Souls license. I shouldn't be playing this game. The iron balls are so funny. It's just so, like chunks of iron you're holding on your fist. It's funny. The Great Lord Greatsword is descaling. Oh, the sword is one of her legs? Is it? I thought it was the one that she wielded. Doesn't she hold the Furysword? I guess we'll see in a second. I should have upgraded my Estes. I don't know about if I'm even going to play the Elden Ring DLC at this point. I know someone wants me to play with them, but I don't know if I will. Is she wielding it? I can't tell. Too much fire. It doesn't look like one of its legs, at least. 79! Hell yeah. That's slightly better than Drake's sword. Way faster, though, so whatever. Might have to get Fap Ring. The Goob Ring, sorry. Yeah, I know it's not, like, terrible damage, but I'm just so used to big numbers. What? Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's wielding the Furysword. I can't really tell, though. Oh yeah, true, you can buff the Obsidian Greatsword, but I don't know, specifically boss soul weapons and... Uh-oh. Let me out. Run. I should kill. Yeah, she's wielding. I think that it looks a lot like it, at least from what I saw when I was editing the thumbnail. I know it looks like a bug leg, but I don't know if that's like what it's supposed to be, because it's definitely made of carapace. It like shines like carapace would, chitin or whatever. Do only ocean creatures have chitin, or is it also like bugs? I don't know. I don't know biology, bug biology. Oh, you know, the Dragon King Great Axe is really fun. That's probably my favorite tail cut weapon. The Moonlight Greatsword, though, is pretty fun in this game. Oh, the Demon Machete? Demon Machete is fun, too. Titan is also bugs. Okay. I wasn't sure. Should I go take out Ceaseless? No. Fungus, too? That's interesting. Yeah, Quelaag is immune to poison, but not toxic for some reason. Like, it makes sense she's immune to poison because she lives in Blighttown or whatever. But it is really annoying from, like, a gameplay perspective. Alright, Gargoyles. Gargoyles should be easy. I would be shocked if it took more than 2 swings to cut off the tail. Oh, Goobring. Can't forget the Goobring. Also, somebody in my comment said that the he's not here. I thought he would be. Huh. Anyway, somebody said that ring is based on level. It's like a percentage thing, not a flat increase. I always thought it was a flat increase. But if that's true, then it's a lot better than I thought it was. But it's still less useful in a lot of things and a lot of like specific builds. So I still stand by what I said. The Goob ring, the Fat ring. Ring of favor and protection. Yeah, Quelaag was one of the bosses I died most to. Oh, I should get the... Oh, it's gargoyles. I'm not going to die to the gargoyles, she says as she's walking into her death by the hands of the gargoyles. With a +10 weapon. Because sometimes it's just like that. Yeah, Capra Demon without poise is rough, but... I mean, I've done Capra Demon naked with a +0 broadsword, so it's not like the worst thing. But it does require some luck. Okay. I think I only died to Ornstein and Smough like 7 or 8 times. I almost beat them first try, and Smough, the hammer scoop, killed me. Oh wow, okay. I was not expecting to cut it off instantly. That is so much better damage than I was anticipating. Okay. Easy. Instability damage. Oh. Stop it. Ouchie. Okay, I'm not gonna die to the gargoyles. Hopefully. Oh, okay. Okay, everything's fine. I said I wasn't gonna die to the gargoyles. And I didn't. Hey, Bishop. It's been a while since I've seen you in a stream. Yeah, I mean, it's a +10, so it should be good damage. Fap and bugs. I mean, I don't know. It depends on what you're into. The gargoyles are an Elden Ring boss, though. They do lingering poison damage, though, instead of fire. And also the fire would be, like, the worst thing ever. It is significantly easier than the Dark Souls 2 gargoyles. Dark Souls 2 gargoyles are so annoying. That's one of the few bosses in Dark Souls 2 that I think is genuinely really difficult. Especially if you're not coming into it super over leveled. Usually I go into the Belfry Luna after I've done like most of the game and I'm cleaning up bosses that I forgot to go through. But casually, if you're going through there, like when you first reach it, it's so terrible. Right. Cool. They're all stuck down here. We get the satisfying. And now we can actually go get the weapon. Yeah, me too. I'd probably be better at them if they were mandatory, but optional bosses are for nerds. What are the requirements on the Furysword? Actually, I have no idea. I should look that up and get them real quick. I was gonna say something earlier, but I don't remember what that train of thought was. Oh yeah, the fab ring. I still think it's not the best ring for a lot of scenarios, but a lot of people got upset at me. Not upset at me, but they were like, "You don't know what you're talking about. The ring is really good," but like, it's not in a lot of cases. I need to look at the requirements one. If I could type Quelaag's Furysword. 1113. Wow, that is so much lower than I was expecting. Who explores No Man's Wharf? I'm gonna have to. For that. Oh, that's already requirements. Damage. I'll go, I don't know, 20 dexterity. And then I won't use any more. Oh wait, no, I only had duped like 90k. I have a lot of levels. I'm gonna get some endurance. Endurance is good. Not that much. More dex. There we go. I'm gonna have to explore the No Man's Wharf soon because I'm going through and clearing out all the enemies for the Unremarkable and Odd Spaces follow-up in Dark Souls 2. But we'll see how long that takes me. That's gonna take a long time. The Forest of Fallen Giants took me like 9 hours on its own. But I did clear out every single enemy there. So I've already made some progress. And then a lot of areas are also a lot smaller and are going to be a lot quicker. Like, I feel like even Shrine of Amona, isn't going to take that long just because I'm going to be such high level when I get there. Excuse me. Jesus Christ. Yeah, like, again, the Ring of Favor and Protection is good if you have nothing else, or if you're just doing, like, a normal strength build or whatever. But if you're doing any kind of build that has any kind of specialty, it's just not great. Oh, they falled. No Man's Wharf is fun to light up. I would like to introduce you to the gutter. I like the gutter a lot more. I know a lot of people don't like the gutter, and I don't understand why. I really like the gutter. Blighttown is one of my favorite levels in this game, though. Sense is my favorite, and I don't know how common of an opinion that is. Alright. I learned during the Unremarkable and Odd Places recording that you can just run past that. You don't even need to run, as long as you're running relatively straight. Don't need to worry about picking up the Lurch and make sure it's here. I think my favorite Lord is the Sinner. Just because it's like, I don't know, it feels like a Lord fight. Not that I don't like the Rotten. I do really like the Rotten fight among the other Lords. Actually, I also really like the Iron King. The old Iron King, whatever his name is. But I think that's also one of the most disliked ones just because of the hole. I The first time I went through Sens, I don't think I hated it, but I definitely didn't like it as much as I do now. Because now, you know, it's one of my favorite areas in the game. Or it is my favorite area in the game. I think just what it takes to explore the area is why I like it so much. The spinning statues aren't that bad. Once you, like, it's a little bit of trial and error to figure out which ones do that. But it's not nearly as bad as, like, the Gulch, you know? And generally, you can just ignore them if you run past or whatever. I'm gonna get rid of the giant. Never run straight. Yeah, I also run extremely gay. But there are certain circumstances in which I will run straight. Like when I'm running through arrows, for instance. I mean, normally you'd want a serpentine. But in this instance, this is one of the few exceptions. There we go. That was really fast, actually. I'm pretty sure the idea for all the lords in Dark Souls 2 is that they're all, like, ancestors of a sort to the 4 lords in Dark Souls 1. And the center is the Chaos Witch. I don't remember if she has a more substantial name. There we go. Hopefully he'll fall off the edge. I don't think he will. Yeah, no. Sorry. Welcome, lamb. Rhea is fine, but I hate Brightstone Cove because I have arachnophobia. The Iron Golem is such a fun fight. I should have summoned Tarkus. At least it would have been funny. I actually don't dislike the Iron Golem. I don't think there's a single boss in this game I dislike. What I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't think there's a single boss in this game that I actually dislike. But there are definitely certain bosses that I prefer over others. So close. If only he would have been facing slightly more left, counterclockwise. No, I like Bed of Chaos. I think Bed of Chaos is a really fun gimmick fight. That's an understandable reason to dislike the Capra Demon. However, I am not a dog person, so it honestly doesn't bother me that much. I've fought Ornstein and Smough so many times with so many different builds. I don't love Ornstein and Smough. They're certainly not among my favorite bosses in this game, but they're a good boss. I don't know, Capra Demon is actually one of my favorite bosses in this game, and I know that's a very odd take. Pinwheel is very interesting. I just wish he had more health. I don't know. I mean, I used to do the same thing. I would get like halfway through the game and then just stop playing. I would get rid of that character and then start a new one. But at this point, like with streams, I beat the game nearly every stream. So I do all the 4 lords most of the time. I skip past them once or twice. But I don't know. I've gained an appreciation more so than I used to have. I should probably get some health actually. Boss, oh yeah. Bosses that are more than one boss is understandable. Gank bosses, but I don't know. There are some really good gank bosses. Like, Ruin Sentinels is one of my favorite bosses in the series, and is probably my favorite boss in Dark Souls 2. Dark Lurker is really good, and that turns into a gank boss halfway through. The Demon Princes, Ornstein and Smough is a good boss. You just have to, like, you have to fight them differently from one-on-one bosses. I like the Gargoyles. I think the Gargoyles are a really good boss in this game, actually. Like, I don't know. Gank bosses, I understand not liking them, but once you learn that you're supposed to fight them differently, and once you learn what that difference is, I think they get a lot better. Why am I so burpy? I don't understand. Yeah, I really like, so like, they have different movesets after the first, or after the first one is dead, right? Because one of them throws their shield. That one becomes, or has less defense and is more aggressive. So it's easier to attack. You have more opportunities to attack, but it's more aggressive. So it's like a risk thing, right? And then fighting the first one on the small platform and learning its moveset before being thrust into a 3-on-1 if you accidentally fall. Like, that's such a cool boss. I love the Ruin Sentinel so much. Best gank boss in the series, in my opinion. As much as I love the Demon Princess. Yeah, I don't know. Ornstein and Smough is probably one of my least favorite gank bosses, actually, despite Dark Souls 1 being my favorite game. Ow. Pepper Demon, though, is also one of my favorite gank bosses, if you even want to call it a gank boss. I don't know. One thing I never understood is why people like Dark Souls 3. Like, the people who like Dark Souls 3 dislike Dark Souls 2. Because the things that they dislike Dark Souls 2 for, Dark Souls 3 did more. Like, spamming the player with tons of ambushes. Dark Souls 3 does that constantly. Most early bosses in Dark Souls 3 are gank bosses. Like, the Crystal Sage is basically a gank boss, the Deacons, the Abyss Watchers. Like, there's so many gank bosses early on in Dark Souls 3, and so many people complained about the gank bosses in Dark Souls 2, but nobody did in Dark Souls 3, despite the ones in Dark Souls 2 being built around Dark Souls 2, focusing on gank fights and, like, teaching you how to deal with it. You know. Rant over. I complain about Dark Souls 3 a lot. I know, but it's just like, Dark Souls 2 is built for the things that people complain about it for, and the Dark Souls 3 does the same things and isn't built around it, and then people like it? Wow, decent lightning resistance. That's crazy for a starting set. Spidey sense or trauma response. I know that's in context with dodging Ornstein, but that's a really funny quote. Yeah, the Ruin Sentinels look super cool too. I think Dark Souls 3 would be objectively the worst one. Like, from a finished perspective, I guess Dark Souls 2 is the least finished. Dark Souls 1 has a lot of unfinished stuff though too. But I think that Dark Souls 2 is better just because it took what it had and did really, really cool, good stuff with it. Dark Souls 3, while it is probably the most finished and polished, has the worst stuff about it constantly. But to be fair, a lot of the things I don't like about Dark Souls 3 is purely opinionated. So, like, whatever. I get it. Yeah, I don't know. The first phase of the Abyss Watchers is really cool. I love that the boss helped you fight the boss. That's such a cool concept. I mean, I don't like the moveset, and I don't like the one that helps you. Or I don't like that all three don't fight each other. I think that would be a lot more interesting. Because, like, only the Red Eye one will attack the other Abyss Watchers. For instance, I don't think that's very cool. I wish they would all three attack each other, especially since the red-eyed one can also attack you. So execution-wise, I don't think it was the best, but it's a really, really cool idea. Yeah, I like most FromSoft games. I don't know, I like Elden Ring. There's a reason I want to play it, because I do really want to play that game again. I do want to like the DLC. I want to like the game, but... So I do like the game. I want to love the game like I love the others, but I don't know, I just don't. Dark Souls 3 is a bit... Oh, a lot of the bosses are just dudes in Dark Souls 3 too. I don't know. I feel like that's something that applies to all the games. There we go. Quelaag's Furysword. It is definitely made of chitin. So it sets on fire when you swing it. Okay. I was wondering about that. I actually had no idea. I need to get Demon Titanite. I forgot to grab it. I mean, the Emerald Herald doesn't respond to your emotes, but she is cuter. So, like, I don't know. Emerald Herald is, in my opinion, I guess, cuter than the Firekeeper in Dark Souls 3. Also, ganks don't really happen in close quarters very often. I'm trying to think of... Because, like, I guess when you're running through areas, you're going to be ambushed by a lot of characters. Or a lot of, sorry, enemies. like mobs are placed all over the place. But if you like actually are looking and not just running through the areas, you're gonna be able to avoid pretty much every ambush. Like, and that's what the game is built around, you know? Yeah, Shadowlat has like actual lore and isn't just Ashen one. Touch me. What the? I assume that's like the fire damage death animation. I need to get humanity. What? I mistimed. I should probably heal, but no, that's fine. But yeah, there are a lot of dudes in the other games as well. Like, I don't know. And it's not like the dude fights are bad. It's not like they're all the same. It's not just a dude swinging a sword at you. Like, even the old Dragon Slayer armor in Dark Souls 2. Is it called the old Dragon Slayer armor? Or is it just Dragon Slayer? Anyway, like, that has a completely different moveset from the Dragon Rider, who is also just a dude with a polearm, you know? And they look completely different. I don't know. I feel like that's a weird criticism to make when they're all extremely different from one another, even if they're conceptually just like humans. Also, the fact that Dark Souls 2 has the best build variety by far between the 3 Dark Souls games, but I would argue even better than Elden Ring, in my humble opinion. Though that might just be because like even the Maiden in Black has more personality than the Dark Souls 3 Firekeeper. And that's saying something. Anastasia has more personality. I don't know. Okay, let's see. I should go back to the beginning of Anne Orlando. I don't want to run all the way back. Should I fight Titanite demons? Or should I just dupe? That is the question. I think I'm just gonna dupe. I'll kill the one next to Andre. There is blue boss. There are multiple blue bosses in Dark Souls 2. I don't know. I feel like Dark Souls 2 proportionally has the least dudes in armor. Like, none of the 4 lords, except for arguably the Sinner, is a dude in armor. And the Rotten is a blob of corpses. I can't think of the Earthen Peak, I think it's called. I think that's the area I'm thinking of, yeah. With the poison snake lady. I can't remember her name. Why can't I? I love Dark Souls 2. Point is, none of the bosses there are... Okay. Pirate setting Souls game. I mean... Well, no, I was gonna say that On Guard is almost pirate setting, but I guess it's not really. But On Guard is a very good game. If you like Souls games. I don't know, it's not even that Soulsy, but you should still play On Guard. It's a very good game. It's not necessarily a Souls-like, but it has a lot of the same design conventions as a Souls-like. I really like On Guard. Very, very good combat as well. Oh my god, yes. Outside of Drangleic Castle, I love Hyde's Tower of Flame. The Tower of Flame is easily my favorite looking area in all of Souls, by far. Like, it's not even close. I know it only scales up to 10, but duping to 90 was just easier. What are you doing? Stop, I'm right here. Ouchie. Yeah, Mytha. I mean, Dark Souls 2 has... I mean, it's not Welsh, but he has that one guy, the Spice guy. I'd say he's pretty eccentric. It gives me the same vibes, to be honest. Especially in the weird corner he's sitting in the Iron Keep. I mean, Titanite is just a metal, right? Oh, actually. So I should do a decent amount of damage. Not as decent as I was hoping, but I do attack quickly. So. Ah! Stop scooping! I never upgraded my Estus Flask. Not that I need to, but... I didn't have enough stamina. I should be good at stamina management. I pressed the roll button, I swear. Everything's fine. It's okay. Everything's okay. It's just Ornstein and Smough. This is so cool. There we go. I should be better at timing my dodges as well. With how much I played this game and fought this boss. This... what the? Hitboxers. Okay, my bad, I'm sorry. Why am I playing so poorly? It's just Ornstein and Smough. I'm so glad I'm not using a thrusting weapon. Side note, beating Super Ornstein with the lightning spear that you get from Sen's in my run where I used Ornstein's spear. Ornstein with the lightning spear, yeah. That was awful. Using a thrusting weapon against Ornstein is awful, which sucks because you need to use a thrusting weapon against him. Or you need to be using a thrusting weapon. Unless you're using like the pickaxe or whatever. But, war pick, I guess. I don't know. It feels like a very interesting, or a very annoying catch-22 where you have to use a thrusting weapon to get value out of the thing that you get for killing Ornstein. But killing Ornstein with a thrusting weapon is just the worst thing ever. Okay. I need to be better at the video game. See, that's not bad damage when you actually get a moment to attack. Yeah, they are also both very resistant to lightning. That on top of being a thrusting weapon. But it's just not a good time. You know, people describe Dark Souls as turn-based, and I agree, but it's turn-based in that you need to earn, but you still need to earn your turn. So, I don't know, it's not like it's just a slow-paced fighting game. I don't know. Sorry, that was a completely unrelated thought to anything. My brain just went. Alrighty. I don't think Titanite is supposed to be dragon scales, is it? Because dragon scales, or I guess drake scales, huh? I don't know. That's a good question. Dexterity. I like damage. 70 damage. And yeah. And then Sunbro. Solaire. Jesus Christ. I can't think today. And then Solaire will throw lightning spears at Ornstein through all of the first phase instead of Smough, but is actually kind of weak to lightning in the first phase. It's so cool. Yeah, that's my exact opinion on Dark Souls 3 combat, or the fast-paced combat of Dark Souls 3 and Elden Ring. It's very much focused on dodging a lot more, especially Elden Ring. God. Strategic action RPG? Yeah, especially Dark Souls 2. I think Dark Souls 2 does that very, very well. Actually, well, I'm gonna upgrade my Estus Flask to +1. Might as well. And then I'm gonna I'm gonna kill the Titanite demon next to Andre, and then dupe that demon Titanite to get to +5. Favorite quest line? I haven't done Lucatiels, but I have a feeling Lucatiels would be my favorite. But of the ones that I have done, honestly, I don't know. My favorite NPCs don't really have quest lines, like Laurentius and Patches. Patches does in Dark Souls 3, I guess, but Dark Souls 3 Patches isn't as cool, because he's in Dark Souls 3. There we go. But like Laurentius doesn't really have much of a quest line. I don't really like that many characters, just as characters. I don't usually have very many qualms with killing Solaire in a lot of the runs that I've done that in. Oops, I know what I'm doing, I swear. You can't prove otherwise. Yeah, I really need to do Lucatiel's and Benhart's as well. I feel like I'd like a lot more of the NPCs in Dark Souls 2 if I actually did their quest lines. No, not that one. Damn it. Do I still have the negative quantity? I don't know if that gets rid of it. I didn't go into the quantity menu though, so it should be fine. Come on. I know what I'm doing. I've done this a lot. Come on. There we go. Demon, drop. There we go. Solaire has an ending with Finn? Yeah, you have to kill the Sunlight Maggot before he gets there. I need souls. Guess I'm duping more souls. Actually, I can just go here. Oops. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. I had it. There we go. See? I can do it quickly sometimes. You have to summon her for the Rune Sentinels, I think. I think you need to summon Lucatiel for in certain areas to continue her quest. Or you need to talk to her in multiple areas before she'll move to the next one. I don't remember. Oh, whoops. I stopped looking at the screen. Okay, we have a +5 boss open. Oh, I should buy the crest. Sigma's ring? Isn't it just a speckled stone plate or whatever? Purchase. And the repair box, just in case, even though I've literally never used it. Yeah, you can summon Solaire for Gwyn. Just gonna go ahead and damage. Should probably be getting more health, but that's fine. Sif first, why not? I have played PS3 Demon Souls. I played that twice through, I think, and then I played the remake a few times as well. I think I played the original Demon Souls for like 20, 30 hours. I really liked it. And the remake is crazy good too. I don't think I have a preference between the two. Like, I know I prefer the music of the old one. But like, gameplay-wise, I don't know. I guess I could, or the gameplay-wise, they're pretty similar, but like visually, I like both of them just because the older one has, or PS3 has like, you know, its own charm, but PS5 looks insanely good. So. You can summon Solaire, and if he lives, he sacrifices himself. I don't think that's true. Because I've definitely had Solaire survive through the fight, and he just disappeared. I do not remember him surviving. Or, I don't remember him linking the flame himself. Because he does that in his own timeline or whatever, right? Because time is convoluted. He's just trying to help you out. Or something. I don't know. Yeah, the remake's music isn't great. The original's music is so much better. Demon Souls probably has my favorite soundtrack. It used to be Dark Souls 2, and I still love the Dark Souls 2 soundtrack, but that was before I really listened to the Demon Souls soundtrack. It's so good. Yeah, the speckled stone plate ring increases your damage resistance against magic, fire, and lightning, I think. It's all their stone plate rings rolled into one, but like at lesser effectiveness. I think he gives it to you at some point if you do his quest. I think in Lost Ceaseless, if I remember correctly. Because I made a spreadsheet on how to get every single item in the game. I think I linked that spreadsheet in my Discord before, if you want that. But if I remember correctly, you get the speckled stone plate ring as part of his quest in Lost Ceaseless. Or you can just kill him for it, I guess. And yeah, I still don't remember how to get a bunch of weapons. Like the Falchion. Do you have to... I think you have to kill a skeleton to get a Falchion, right? Or is it... No. There's one in Blighttown. In the swamp? I don't remember. Like I said, I made that whole spreadsheet, but I still don't remember most of it. Because I want to do a playthrough where I get every single weapon in the game. And I do still want to do that. I think that'd be really fun. But I also think it'll be tedious at points. Come back. But like, I'm gonna have to do multiple playthroughs to get all the weapons, like especially certain boss weapons. I think Sif has 3. Quelaag has 2. This is really good damage, by the way. Jesus Christ. Like, it's not painting Guardian Sword good, but that's very good damage. No, I had the Scimitar. Skeletons drop both. Skeletons can drop both the Scimitar and the Falchion. But I think it's the Sword and Shield ones that drop the Scimitar, and then the ones with just the Sword that drop the Falchion. And the Wanderer starts with the Scimitar. I started as the Wanderer for this playthrough, because it's the only one that starts with the Curved Sword. I was going to use the Falchion because I know it's better than the Scimitar in terms of, like, damage. I think it has less reach or something. I don't remember what the drawback is. But I also didn't want to get it from the Blighttown Swamp. I hope I'm not getting them backwards, because otherwise I'm just sounding stupid. I haven't even talked to Solaire, so saving Solaire is way easier if you don't talk to him ever, because he'll never actually move. So you can get through the entire game, kill the bug, and then talk to him in the burg, and then he'll be in front of Gwyn when you're ready to do that. Oh, the Blighttown set comes with the Falchion? That's strange. Once I do that playthrough, I'll probably pick up on a lot of weird things. Weird things like that. I want to do the Hydra now, so that I don't have to worry about it later once I'm getting the pendant in the Duke's Archives. I'll probably do the Duke's Archives next, actually. Yeah, I'll probably do the Duke's Archives next, and then go down into... Jesus, excuse me. Why am I so burpy today? And I'll probably go down into Lost Ceaseless, and then the Catacombs. Nito should be pretty easy, I imagine. This is good damage. This is so much better than I was expecting with split physical fire damage. I guess it is like a chaos weapon, and that makes sense, but... Talking to the player character is death. I mean, not necessarily. You can save Solaire. I don't think you can save Sigmire. I think Laurentius dies at some point? Because I think he does have a sort of quest. Not most of the merchants don't die, like the Alright, cool. Dark Souls 2 movement. What's wrong with Dark Souls 2's movement? I don't know, I think it's pretty fine. Spoilers for what? Because if we're talking about, like, Dark Souls 1 or 2, I don't think there's much to spoil. I don't think... I know... Oh, okay, we're reconnected. I don't think Rhea goes back up into Firelink until you save her, so Petrus can't murder her. But I don't know if she stays down there perpetually. Feel free to talk about Elden Ring questlines. Oh, God. Okay, I hope this side won't be infuriating to get. No. I probably could have gotten it if I wasn't terrified. There we go. Can't wait to spend 3 minutes running back down here later to get back into the DLC. Yeah, Elden Ring. Okay, we're back. Elden Ring is unnecessarily obscure with its lore. Like, I know Elden Ring, or sorry, Dark Souls 1 and 2 were also obscure, but they did it in like a cool, interesting, unique way. And then Elden Ring was like, oh, we gotta be obscure because Dark Souls was obscure. But like Dark Souls 3 wasn't even obscure with its lore. It was just like, hey, these guys should have linked the flame, but they didn't. Go kill them. Like even returning weapons, their item descriptions were de-obfuscated a lot of the time. I don't know. Which I didn't like about Dark Souls 3. But like, Elden Ring is unnecessarily obfuscated. You know? I was gonna say that I'm gonna walk back, but I don't think that's necessary. It's not like I can't just dupe souls if I really need to. Kiss Hayata. Maybe I should do that quest. Yeah, I understand exactly what you mean with the health bar. The UI does not stand out very well. A lot of people complains about the network test UI, but I never actually had an issue with it because it's extremely readable. I liked it because of that. Oh wait, I need humanity again. I'll look at that in a second. But yeah, I liked the network test UI, and then they changed it, and it's like, oh, okay, I guess it's hard to see in certain areas now. That's cool for some reason. I don't know. And then, like, the network test one didn't look pretty, but it was extremely readable, and that is probably the most important part of the UI. Though I do like Dark Souls 1's, like, really sketchy. Not like sketchy in terms of being bad, but like sketchy in terms of being, like, literally sketched. I really like that aesthetic here in this game. I think that's really cool. Yeah, and that dialogue doesn't show you anything other than, oh, this vague thing. I don't know. I don't like Elden Ring in a lot of places. Humanity. I should get humanity. I could have just warped from the other bonfire. What am I doing? I need to place the Lordvessel. That's what I'm doing. Which means I should warp to Firelink, which the bonfire here is gone because I didn't kill Lachak. But yeah. Actually, I have stats to use the bow, so I'm gonna do that. Closest to Chaos and Witchery from Dark Souls 1? Oh, Frenzy, right. Yeah, I don't know. Because, like in Dark Souls, I always choose to let the flame darken because it's like continuing the world. I know lore-wise it always gets relinked by somebody else eventually. But I like the idea of progress, even if that progress seems dark at first. Like, obviously it can't be as bad as whatever the hell's going on here. Like, look at this guy. I think he's enjoying his life. But Elden Ring doesn't really have that. It doesn't have a let the world continue, make progress, and make things potentially better for everyone. Alright, see you later, Lee. Thank you for joining. It should be uploaded as a VOD. If you go to my channel, there should be a live tab, and you should be able to see it there. Yeah, but the way that the endings are done, the like continuation endings, like the progress endings, right? They don't feel good. Quelaag's Furysword, indeed. Let me through. Oh. Everything's fine. I don't know, I feel like Quelaag's sword would be pretty. What's a word for not furry? Is there a word for not furry? Hairless? That sounds awful. Quelaag's sword would be hairless. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the Age of the Gods necessarily needs to be bad, right? But a lot of the times in FromSoft games, gods are pretty terrible. Happens that way in real life too, actually. a lot of the gods that people think exist tend to be pretty terrible people. Quelaag's shaved as well. That's so awful. BRB gonna go shave my sword. I don't have any rings on. Guess I'll put that on. Why not? Unless a god... I mean, it depends on how you define god, I guess. Because in that sense... In some sense, like, you're making world-altering changes by your own volition and your own choice. And the fact that you conquered, you know, other actual gods. Like, I guess in a sense, you could be considered a god. But, I don't know. Well, Gwyn was a god. He was a lord, which is like the race of gods in the Dark Souls lore. So I think Gwyn does technically count as being born a god. Alright, let's see if this will be enough arrows. Should be plenty. What? There we go. I love that noise. I've never noticed that noise before. There we go. Easy game. Don't have to worry about ghost letter garbage. Make your own religion? I don't think religion is necessary to begin with. I tend to stay pretty secular. It's worked out so far. Like, gods, I think in the context of the game are more powerful than humans. But they're not like how we would consider a god in the real world, right? And yeah, giants are bigger than lords / gods. There was a point where I was just like, or I would always make jokes about making my own pantheon. Like the Cheerio is the god of luck, which has a backstory. And is one of the only like old videos on my channel that I think you should go back and watch. It's called the Cheerio story. You're totally allowed to be bad at me if you do watch it, but I think that's a pretty good video. But there, like, cause like I was really into paganism at the time, but I didn't believe any of the pagan mythologies that I had read because I didn't, you know, because I had just come out of Christianity or whatever, and I just didn't want to deal with more gods. No, that's so messed up. I don't think it's about ascending to godhood. I think it's about bringing down the concept of godhood more so. Like, you're taking these gods and you're, you know, killing them. You're killing several of them. Sometimes, oops, wrong one. Sometimes extremely easily as just a human, right? So, I don't know. I feel like it's less ascending to godhood and more bringing the concept of godhood down. Excuse me. I'm gonna do humanity in the boss, or in the area. The stairwell, actually. Well, they're gods because they're more powerful than the humans, quote unquote, right? I guess Dark Souls is another fantasy world where humans are the weakest race, quote unquote, but then they end up being stronger than everyone else. No game, no life comes to mind. That feels like a really common trope. Like, yeah, we know that they're just some guys, but in terms of, like, the world at large, they're considered powerful. But, like, depending on how you twist it, there are a lot of people, like, people in the real world who would be considered gods and goddesses, right? And, is there a non-gender term for god? Because I feel like god is a masculine term, right? And goddess is a feminine term. I guess god is also a pretty gender neutral term a lot of the time. Point is, depending on how far you bring the definition, which, you know, words are descriptive, not prescriptive, so they can mean whatever you want. But it's entirely plausible to call some humans gods, for sure. Depending on how you're using the word, especially. Deity, yeah, good point. Well, I don't know, deities aren't necessarily gods, right? Because demigods would also be considered deities. Right, here we go. I need to drop some of these. And then do that. I know what I'm doing. I swear it. You can't prove otherwise. There we go. Gods don't necessarily need to transcend by any means. I don't think I've ever seen a definition of a god that needs to. Deity, on the other hand, probably would. Just because that implies some form of being above. Like, a lot of the time, God is used like, oh, you're a god at this, you know? I've had people call me a god because I'm good at a video game, right? So I think god is a much looser term than deity. 4 kings are weak to fire, right? This should be pretty easy. Just gonna not worry about taking damage. Yeah, this will be an easy 4 kings fight. Hello, Holly. Welcome to the stream. I was gonna do Duke's Archives. Oh, right, but I need to place the Lordvessel. I was wondering why I was here for a second again. Ouch. Ouch. What? I thought I had walked far enough to dodge that, but evidently not. One of my favorite things about Dark Souls 2 is how much you can just walk to avoid damage a lot of the time. Rolling is the least necessary in Dark Souls 2, and I love that a lot. It really incentivizes strategy and like different builds, because everyone's like, oh, you need to level ADP as soon as possible, but you really don't. Oh, I probably could have done 2 kings if I had metered my stamina a little bit better, to be honest. Because again, 4 kings are weak to fire. Easy game. Yeah, this is just going to be a new game. I don't think I'm going to go into New Game Plus with it on my time either. Consume me. We're going to watch a cutscene. I don't think we've ever actually watched the cutscene on stream, so just going to let this play out. Okay, that's the best part. You don't need to see more. It's not Vor, necessarily. I feel like Vor needs to be, like, a more intimate thing, right? For nerds. You're so right. Health, because I don't like dying. I probably won't need that, to be honest. But... Four kings. Stop it. Oh god, I'm dying. Okay. I know I said I was going to do Duke's Archives, but I kind of want to just get Lost Izalith and the Catacombs over with. Just because I am looking forward to the DLC. I think the DLC will be enjoyable with this weapon. Oh wait, no it's not. They're all resistant to fire. Oh no. It's fine. It'll be okay. I'm at least looking forward to the Sanctuary Guardian. I really like the Sanctuary Guardian. I said it before, but Sanctuary Guardian is my favorite boss in this game. Probably my favorite boss in all of Souls, to be honest. I love a Sanctuary Guardian. Really good boss. Though, maybe too little health. What makes you think that the... What are they called? The Everlasting Serpents or whatever? What makes you think they're old? Or nerds darking their souls. I simultaneously hate and love the community that I have fostered. We got goobing, we got 4 nerds darking their souls. And then, for some reason, like, weirdly hinky talk in pretty much every stream I've done. There are a couple exceptions. Didn't happen very much during the randomizer. I feel like Dark Souls just kind of lends itself to kinky talk. Like, all the feet and 4 and stuff. I don't know. Like, it's not my fault Priscilla is, like, everything that I want in a woman. And usually, the thing is, this time it was, and I will fully admit that. But it's usually not my fault that stuff like that gets brought up. Yeah, DS1 male damage hands. Dark Souls 1 is just a oddly horny game. I saw a video called Rayman Origins, like, confusingly horny or something. That was a good video. The person who made it sounded exactly like Nitro Red, which was strange, because they definitely aren't Nitro Red. Anyway. That Dark Souls is that also. I don't think... I'm pretty sure it does. Like, it's not just people thinking that. Like, it's kind of... It definitely... I'm pretty sure it does. Like, actually. They did not need to put that much detail into her feet, especially when the first shot you get of her is zooming in on her feet. Like, are you kidding me? They knew what they were doing. Fluffy, barefoot, cold. I would actually prefer warm, but she's only cold because because of the place that she's in. So if anything, it would be even more reason to cuddle with her, you know? Rayman Origins. Great time to be starting puberty, I guess. Oh my god. Someone did say feet, yes. Oops. Ah, damn it. Seeing my Elden Ring character's bare feet. To be fair, Elden Ring characters are a lot more attractive than Dark Souls 2 and 3 characters. Dark Souls 1 characters are on par as long as they're not hollow. Oh my god, oh my god! I forgot how terrible this is. Stop it. Please. I swear to god. Why do they attack so fast? I don't know. I don't think... I feel like sharing what you're into should be a lot more normalized in adult spaces. And, like, this isn't, like, an adult space, but it's definitely not a kid space, you know what I mean? Like, it's public, and there can technically be kids here, but I do not see very many children being here. I think there are a couple, like, 15, 16s in my Discord, but even then, all that stuff is locked behind an 18+ rule anyway. But Chad worked on Elden Ring. Anyway, point is, I don't think that that was that vulnerable. Though I guess relatively. Oh, I need to kill. Chat went downhill. I don't know about downhill. I think it's just where it needs to be. This is what I expect out of my chat. I feel like the maggots are worse than the dogs, to be honest, because the dogs, Like, there are a couple opportunities for you to attack them. The maggots, you just kind of gotta get lucky sometimes. It makes sense that the female character would have more details than the male character, just because the feminine shape is a lot more complex. We're about to be teen girls in our 20s. I mean, as a woman who is 21 that is actively going through puberty. More detail in the feet specifically? Somehow that doesn't surprise me. How many people do you think got a job at From Software specifically because they liked that the game's focused on feet? I totally agree. That is exactly why I have created the spaces in my community the way that I have. That's why I set up the Discord the way it is too. What do you mean you don't understand? You should be expecting it, to be honest. Alright, let's see how little damage I do on Ceaseless. Mesmer feet. I'm gonna be 22 in like a month. 2 months. Exactly 2 months. July 28th. That's scary. Not because like I'm afraid of aging or whatever, but I just don't feel that old. And I know that's a relatively universal experience. That is so little damage. I am so like glad I can just cheese him. Oh my god. I haven't used a strong attack at all. Huh. Endless discharge? I hope someone has. Because like there's the whole tentacle thing, right? It's not like there's nothing there. Alright, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I already placed the Lordvessel. There's been so many times that I've gone down here and realized that I never placed the Lordvessel. That's one of the most harrowing, humbling experiences. I pre-prepared to die. I don't have a PS3, so I'm not capable. I guess I could emulate it. I could play 1.0, but I don't know. I feel like that's already been covered enough. Like, there was that one video that covered, or that one video that one person did. I really do not remember who it is. Otherwise, I would shout them out. But, like, that version has been covered significantly, and I don't know what I could bring to the table. Alright. The worst damage. Demon Fire Sage won't be bad at least. I might skip Centipede. I think I'm gonna skip Centipede. I feel like that's a good idea. Centipede Demon makes me sad. But also, when I'm doing mostly fire damage, makes me even more sad. Okay, I really do not want my weapon to break before I kill this thing, at least. But what challenge run could I do on 1.0 that would be significantly different from, like, Prepare to Die, right? Jeez. Do an 1/8 of my health run? Yeah, exactly, that's what I'm thinking. Centipede would just take forever, and it wouldn't be that interesting. Because it wouldn't be that much harder than normal, it would just take longer. I don't think that'd be fun, so that's why I want to skip Centipede. That was terrifying. My whole life flashed before my eyes. Alrighty. Yeah, Moonlight Greatsword, like, I know lore-wise it's like decreasing in power and that's why it became physical, but I don't know. It'd be cool if you could restore it somehow. Like, as you upgrade it, it becomes more and more magic and less physical. I think that would have been really cool. I've never actually used Demon Scar or whatever it's called. Is it Fire Scar? I don't know. I want to use that weapon, But also, this is... I know Demon Fire Sage isn't resistant to fire, despite appearances, but like that's pretty good damage. Anyway, I want to use Demon Scar, but I feel like I wouldn't... my playstyle wouldn't fit that weapon very well. Or vice versa. A weapon that does every single type of split damage. That would be so awful. I love it. Somebody needs to mod that in. It just does like... it's like Mew. Base stats all at 100. You can't even level it up. It has no scaling. Yeah, it's just straight demon. It is kind of surprising that they didn't at least change its resistances. I didn't know just the sword swings did all the kinds of damage. I thought the sword swings just did physical. And then like the abilities, or the... what are they called? Like the Ashes of War or whatever. Actually did the types of damage. More types of damage. Chaos damage should be different from fire damage. There we go. Okay. Bit of chaos time. Reverse psychology. So you'll use a different damage type on him. Gwen is also weak to fire, but that makes sense lore-wise, I think. God, my legs itch. I need to shave. It's been like a week since I shaved. This was a terrible idea. I've just been too autism to actually shave, and I'm suffering from the consequences. Chaos damage is a every single hit. It just switches to a different random type. That's genius. Also, I guess this does technically save Solara. I feel like I should have done a Quelaag cosplay, because like I named the character Quelaag 2.0 because I'm using her weapon, but it's kind of hard to do a cosplay of a character that's naked and then a demon. So should I be using the one-handed moveset? Is the one-handed moveset better? Whoa, what? That looks cool. I got a whole spin. Oh, is that the running attack? Wait, no. How did I do the spin? Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. How do you cosplay having a spider ass? Nope. That's why I haven't done a cosplay, because I can't think of anything that would look like that. Alright. Please don't jump attack. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. I've been playing a lot of Warframe recently, and I don't know why, but my brain saw that and was like, you are thinking of Warframe now. I started playing it because I saw a TikTok of a bunch of Warframes that looked, or that were like customized to look like actually good, and not like just generic blue and white sci-fi. I was like, oh, hey, this game actually kind of looks interesting. And I started playing it like a month ago, and now I have 50 hours in it, and I can't stop. Verdant, I think is how you pronounce that. Uh-oh. You joined it at the perfect time. Welcome to the stream. Anyway. This stream has gone mostly good, aside from that. The gold hand, black robes. I mean, yeah, I guess so. Can I wear the whole set without mid-rolling? Yeah, I have 30. Yeah. The gameplay is very repetitive a lot of the times, especially because the combat is all very similar. In my opinion, it's fun because you're constantly switching how you're fighting. Like, I haven't stuck with the same weapon for more than a few missions, and there's a lot of waiting involved, which sucks. Like, you have to wait between 12 and 24 hours for a weapon to craft, and then Warframes take 84 hours if you start all 3 components at the same time, which is so stupid. It's way too much waiting. But I don't know. I feel like that's a good thing because it makes it harder to get burnt out, and it's also harder to waste your entire life on it. You only waste some of your life on it. But I don't know. The combat is fun enough. Like, I've been playing Ember recently, and I love that you can just obliterate an entire room of enemies with one button press because of the meteor attack. It's so much fun, and it's so satisfying to do. But yeah, I don't know. I've been playing with a couple of people as well. Like, I started playing it, and one of my partners liked the aesthetic, so she started playing it, and then I learned that some of my friends used to play it, and then they downloaded it again, so I've been playing with them. Actually, what happened was my partner started playing it because I started playing it, and then instead of falling off because she was playing it, I wanted to play with her more, so I kept playing it. So I got her into it, and then she got me sucked into it. So it wasn't my fault. Sauron? Is that one that can clear a whole room with a button press? I've heard Equinox is good for that too, but I really don't want to fight the boss that you need to fight like 10 times minimum to get all of Equinox's parts. Not to mention the fact that Equinox takes forever because you need to build 2 full Warframes that you can't actually use as Warframes, and then craft the actual Warframe, which is so dumb. All Warframes are canonically trans? Question mark? That's awesome if it's true. However, I do not know the context. Anyway, it's a cool movement shooter, and there's a lot more content that you can just do for free than I was expecting. I did buy Ember because I bought some platinum to get a color palette, I think, and I ended up using the extra to buy Ember. But other than that, I haven't spent any money on it. And there's a lot of content you can do for free, which is really cool. I don't usually like movement shooters. There are exceptions. Like, I liked Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 was fun. All robots must be gay as hell. You cast COVID. That's so true. Yeah, I mean, so the thing is, I was in robotics in high school. And we would just like build drones or whatever. So it was robotics, but it wasn't like cool robotics. Because we were high schoolers. It was really fun though. I learned Java in a week for that. But I was gay. I just didn't know it at the time. So all robots must be. It's true. I haven't really been paying attention to the lore, to be entirely honest. Not really my thing when it comes to that kind of game. Like, the only codex scans I've been doing were for the collectibles, and even then I barely do it. But that is my headcanon now. Every single one is fully trans, not even just kind of trans. Oh, so the Tenno is a consciousness? Oh, we're back. So you just kind of switch genders every time you switch Warframes? Huh, I didn't really think about that. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't usually like shooters generally. Oh, good. Firestorm. But Titanfall 2 and Warframe have been exceptions. Like, again, movement shooters, I think, in my opinion, are more fun than, like, cover shooters or whatever. Like, I didn't like Doom 2016, for instance. I know that's not a cover shooter, but it's not the same kind of movement shooter. You don't use abilities to zip around the room all over the place. Yeah, that's what I mean. Sorry, not... But, I mean, Warframes do have gendered pronouns, right? Each one is given, like Ember is, uses she, her, for instance. And, Excalibur uses he, him. It's like, at a base level, that's kind of changing your gender. If you don't think about it too hard. I want to do a playthrough of Elden Ring. or I just use a claymore, right? But I know that once I get to like Morgott, I'm just gonna get pissed and stop playing it again. But I really want to play it because I want to get back into the game. Ugh. And then there's what's his name, Malekith, who is always really annoying to me. I know a lot of people really like Malekith, and a lot of people also really like Morgott, but I don't know, it's just not my playstyle. Yeah, but like you're changing your expression and pronouns. Like you're not, it's like gender fluidity, right? Your gender doesn't, you're not suddenly not gender fluid. You're a girl right now, and then you're gender fluid, and then you're a guy. It's like you're gender fluid, but right now you're a guy. You know what I mean? In that way, I guess it's changing your gender. That's what I mean. Only greatsword that has oak R2. Huh. I remember the one that you get from there's a guy outside of the one of the churches of Dragon Communion. I think the one in Quelaag. And that greatsword was like one of the best greatswords in the game when I played last. I did a playthrough with Test Poker and actually really liked that one. That one was fun. I don't know. I don't remember because I did a playthrough with Test Poker, and that greatsword, and then I did another one with that greatsword and another greatsword. I two-handed them, but I don't remember which greatsword that was. Non-gay sci-fi. I mean, the only way to progress through gender is to become gay, right? The only way to make futuristic gender, and it's because progress is inherently gay. Come on, do a thing. Ever? Hello? There you go. I want my humanity, though. Okay. No, please. Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. Excuse me, beard. Like, I don't know. I feel like gender is a pretty difficult thing to make normal, quote unquote, because there is no normal gender. Because all expressions of gender are unique and strange, and all concepts of gender are also unique and strange. So, like, trying to make a normal, quote unquote, gender thing doesn't really work because of how fluid of a concept it is. So, gender has to be at least a little bit gay in pretty much all fiction that isn't like contemporary, modern, I don't know, like pulp. And even then, if I'm understanding the definition of pulp correctly. Yeah, that's exactly why I don't like Malekith. He's just having fun, jumping around, looking all cool, but then you're just not doing anything except pressing the dodge button every so often. I really do not like Malekith because of that. But the first phase isn't even that good in my opinion. Just because of how quickly a lot of his attacks come out. It's like really annoying to dodge most of his attacks. And his hitboxes are all funky, especially if you're using a short weapon. You need to be like face in his cloak actively. Meanwhile, he can just decide to do a swipe that instantly hits you and there's nothing you can do about it. But a lot of people really like Malekith, and I don't understand why. Like, he looks cool, but that's where that ends. Why don't people like Elden Beast then, you know? Because Elden Beast is the same. You're just kind of waiting for your turn the whole time. But it does look really cool. I think Elden Beast looks cooler than Malekith even. I don't understand why people like Malekith, but not Elden Beast, I guess. Is Nito weak to fire? I think Nito's weak to fire, right? I have seen art of Malekith. I will not go into any more detail, but the art was really, really good. So, under that, I get it. I will share it in the Thigh posting channel in the Discord after the stream, like I did with the snake images. If I can find it again. I should be able to pretty easy, actually. Okay. Don't get exploded by the wisps like I did that one time. Oh, hey there. Pardon me. Run. Ah! Oh my god, I swear the skeletons are worse than bone wheel sometimes. You know, one of my partner's favorite character ever is Shadow, and I highly doubt they would like Malekith. I mean, I think Shadow the Hedgehog is a good game. I think it's not a good Sonic game. That's not even true. I feel like it's a good Sonic game with concepts that don't go good with a Sonic game. That's my opinion on Shadow the Hedgehog. I almost finished my script on Sonic Frontiers. That's a new one, right? Frontiers. Or the new 3D one. Newish. Newist. That's the word. Anyway, point is, I never actually finished that script because the DLC, or the Update 3 stuff, I lost all my progress before getting to the end, and I just got so demotivated to do that. But I do really want to finish that. I think it would be fun to go back and finish that and then do, like, Shadow the Hedgehog and stuff, because I did Sonic Heroes. I really like Sonic Heroes. Hello, is Tech? I don't know if it's actually the best Chaos weapon. I assume it is because it's the only Chaos weapon that has humanity scaling and stat scaling, but I don't know if it's like technically the best. It's a really good so far though, at least against enemies that are weak to fire. Also, feel free to correct me if I mispronounce your name, because I am very liable to do that. I don't think the Abyss Sword counts as a Chaos weapon. It doesn't do fire damage, right? Yeah, every time you try to do anything with gender or expression or whatever, in any way that isn't just like cis, straight, human, modern human stuff, it comes off as queer. Especially with alien races, you know. Uh-oh. No, please. Everything's fine. Yeah, Chaos Infused weapons scale with humanity, but they don't scale with stats. Which is why they're used in low-level PvP a lot of the time. That's why Giant Dad is Chaos Y. Because you don't have to worry about stat scaling, and you can just put stats into strength, and then twink in the parish. Alright, hopefully it won't be too bad. I don't imagine it will. Does the thing where you just stand there and block and completely avoid the ground stab work with this weapon? Or is that just straight swords? I don't actually remember. I don't know how that works because I've never done it. I've always just rolled to avoid that. I know the hitbox is really wonky though. I don't think I've ever been hit by that arrow. Even in my first playthrough, like I was running through. And I like tried to run around it and it just avoided the arrow just because of how things are positioned. I don't know why I grabbed that, to be honest. It's just become instinct at this point. We're good. I was half expecting to be warped to a random position because I was thinking of the fog wall randomizer. Thank you for joining the stream, Emma. Have a good night. And thank you for the birthday wishes. Ooh. Ouch. There we go. Everything's fine. Okay. Let's see our damage. Oh, wow. Okay. That's better than I was anticipating, to be honest. Stop it! Let me go. Cool. I love how good Nito's hitboxes are. Ouch. Go away! Well, yeah, but in Prepare to Die, uh, I don't think the weapon level consideration was there. It's not my birthday yet. Not until July 28th, but that's only a couple months away. I was talking about how I'm going to be 22 soon, and that's weird. Again, not because I'm like scared of getting older or whatever, but just because I don't feel that old. I think Chaos plus 0 counts as a plus 11? Question mark. Duke's Archive time. If my birthday falls on a Wednesday, I'll probably still stream, to be honest. Since my roommate works that day anyway, and if we're gonna do something, then it'll be on that weekend. I actually don't know. I haven't checked. Alrighty. I should have got the rare ring of sacrifice, huh? Oh well, that's fine. I don't think it matters. The boar should be easy. Is this a curved sword or a curved greatsword? Curved sword, okay. So it's gonna bounce, probably. But that's what jump attacks are for. It's fine. Ugh. Yep, bounce. Oh wow, that is so much better damage than I was expecting. Okay. I was expecting that to take significantly more jump attacks. Yeah, I'm not expecting to be cursed. I just want to keep the humanity for the damage. It's pretty easy to not get cursed, even when you're completely naked, if you just don't die to the, like, crystal beam attack. As long as you die to the explosions, because the explosions don't actually give you curse. It's only the beam, like the crystals that get spawned at where the beam touches the ground. Alright, what level am I? 67. That's about what I'd expect at this point. Meanwhile, I'm still wearing the... what's it called? The Covenant of the Abyss, because I just don't have any other rings to put on. Ugh, ouch. Caduceus Kite Shield. That makes sense, actually. That is way slower than I was expecting that attack to be honest. But... okay. There we go. I'm not speedrunning now. If I was speedrunning, well, I don't speedrun. If I was trying to speedrun, I wouldn't be killing these enemies. But at this point, I played the game so much that I can beat the game in 3-ish hours and can do all bosses in 4-ish hours at most. And that's just because sometimes I die a lot to Calamite. But no, this isn't a speedrun. How far are we in? Okay, almost 2 hours. And this is the last Lord. And DLC should only take around half an hour. Usually I don't fight Calamite. I don't know why. I like Calamite, but especially with like a weapon like this, it's going to do so little damage. That felt good. That was a cool animation. Hornet Ring is awesome. I didn't actually know it changed animations for a long time. Because I think it only changes animations against human NPCs. And most of the time I only use it against Gwyn, because I'll have better rings to have equipped most of the time. Gwyn will be really easy. Cutting Calameet's tail is really easy if you specifically use... So when he does like the dive attack, like flies up, dives down, and then if you're standing behind him, he'll slam his tail down, and you can like dodge out of the way of that, and you'll be able to get quite a few hits on the tail really easily. Usually it's better to not cut the tail though, because once the tail's gone, you can't do that exploit anymore. You can't like make him slam his tail down and get a few moments for you to attack. Humanity. But if you don't know how to do that, I didn't know how to do that for the longest time, even though I knew that you could do it. If you don't know that you can do that, or don't know how, it's a very difficult and annoying process. Oh, the humanity. Basakas should probably die in one hit, right? 40 dex and 10 humanity. Wow. Damage. I've had this guy attack me once ever. And I wish I could make him attack me more, if I could figure out how or why he attacked me. So I could just not have to chase him and backstab him like that. That's just faster. But especially when you have a weapon that doesn't one-shot them. No, I didn't have a Ring of Sacrifice. I forgot to... Doesn't matter. I don't usually have very many souls here. And if I do, it doesn't matter. Because I'll usually be leveled up to a point where I don't need to worry about souls. And I usually don't worry about humanity because I don't summon ever. I think this noise is a very good idea. It adds a ton of atmosphere. It feels creepy and weird and annoying, so it makes you want to turn it off. And it makes sense that it would aggravate the Basakas. I don't know. Though I guess if you're playing Dark Souls with a headache, it's probably a lot worse. Alright, Snakeman should be pretty easy to deal with. When I don't one-shot them, a parry, this tends to be a lot more annoying, but evidently that's not an issue right now. I'm trying to think of places that I die most frequently in this game. This definitely isn't one of them, even with weak weapons. And Orlando used to be up there, like the archer section, but now it's not as often. Ghost Ladder, if I'm not using a bow. Ulysseal, the part just before the prisoner, I tend to die a lot in. Especially before I started just like running past that spot. Bed of Chaos I usually only die once too, if at all. Because I do the quit out thing, right? So it's not that bad. But even when I don't do the quit out, I don't know. Bed of Chaos isn't that bad. Though that is probably the boss that I die most frequently to recently. Nito when I'm not, or when I'm doing a challenge run, especially like one where I die quickly or don't have much poise. Yeah, I don't know. Nito sucks in challenge runs when you die quickly because the skeletons. Ugh. New game +6, soul level 1, getting one shot by the skeletons is so awful. I still need to do that run. I think I beat Sanctuary Guardian, but I need to go back and beat Nito. I think Nito is the last lord I have, and then it's just Artorias, Manus, and Calameet. And then Gwyn, obviously, but I can't imagine Gwyn is going to be very difficult. Relative to Nito, especially. Oh, good. Anson. Thanks for getting out of my way, though. That was convenient. Sometimes I die here a lot, especially in soul level 1 runs. But if you level up your health at all, this place just isn't a threat. But like otherwise, the channelers will kill you very quickly, and these archers do a ton of damage too. Not a guy, but yes, I am that person. What? We're good. This used to be the hardest of the 4 Lord areas for me, just because the high damage of the enemies, but once you learn them, they're probably some of the simplest enemies in the game. Human, I think. The gal. Are girls humans? Who even knows? Some probably are. This one might not be. Girls are merely a figment of your imagination. And of mine as well. Which is strange, because I'm a girl? Is that like Inception? Girls are from Jupiter. Alright, let's see if clams. Yeah, that video did a lot better than I was expecting. I think it's I was going through my channel because I was asking for advice on a thumbnail, and I was showing them my other thumbnail examples. And I saw that video. It's at like 74,000 right now, which is so much better than I was expecting it to do. I'm probably going to do Demon Souls before Dark Souls 2, just because the Dark Souls 2 video that I have, or, you know, the Unremarkable and Odd Spaces style video for Dark Souls 2 that I have planned is going to take a long time, depending on the response to the members-only videos I do, if I continue it in the style that I'm planning on doing. This is my final Lord. So Seath, and then DLC, and then Gwyn. I don't know why I decided to do Seath last this time. I think I just wanted to get Ceaseless out of the way. And I already did 4 Kings because I wanted to place the Lordvessel that way. And then I usually do Nito after Ceaseless, so it just kind of works out. So if boys go to Mars and girls go to Jupiter. Oh, that's why I'm a bimbo. That's how, okay, that's what the transition did. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway. Where do non-binary people go? Does it depend? Like, if they're non-binary masculine or non-binary feminine, can they choose to go to Jupiter or Mars? Or, like, well, I guess that's not fair, because a lot of, like, trans femmes also tend to be, I don't know, gender is weird. Do non-binary people get to choose where they go? Or do they go somewhere else, specifically? How many options are there? Because there's also, like, a bunch of neo pronouns and stuff, right? How does that work? Quantum superposition? Joanne's fabric, that makes sense. Though I think a lot of trans femmes also go there. This Seath fight is going very quickly because he's not being a jerk and just standing there doing nothing forever. Wow, this is pretty crazy damage, actually. I mean, oops. That was a very quick Seath fight. GG's, I guess. I really don't want to do Dark Souls with a Grey Bow. First of all, because other people have done that, and they've done it way more interesting than I could. Like the backlogs, for instance. But, I don't know, I just don't think that would be very interesting for me to do. Both because, again, other people have done it more interesting, but also I don't think I would enjoy that run. The Quelaag's Furysword does not, the Chaos Blade does. They're both from, they're both from Quelaag's Soul, but the Furysword does not have that caveat. No more Seath, no more Sheath. I apologize, but I don't think I understand. You know, I feel like with like all the barbs and stuff coming off of this thing, I feel like the backstab should do more damage than it does. Especially, or like same as the scythe, you know? Because the scythe, you're driving a blunt piece of metal through their entire body. I feel like this should have a similar thing. I feel like the Scythe and Quelaag's Furysword should both instantly kill on any visceral attack. Or critical attack, I guess they're called in this game. We're only 2 hours in. Jeez. All 4 lords down. This is a very quick stream so far. Scythe should proc bleed from it exploding your chest open. I agree. It should at least proc bleed, if not instant kill. Imagine getting stabbed through with the blunt side of a scythe and just standing back up. Completely fine. This weapon is really good. So far, it's significantly better than the Chaos Claymore. And, I don't know, the Chaos Blade was really good, but I think this is also better than the Chaos Blade. I feel like this might be the best boss weapon. I feel like I should just start doing streams with boss weapons. Cause like there are a couple normal weapons I still want to showcase, like the Murakumo, for instance, because the Murakumo is really annoying to get, so I imagine most people haven't used it. But also, there's a lot of boss weapons that I really want to try that I just haven't. So I feel like I should try to stream all of them. Yeah, it's, I think Quelaag, Sif, and Artorias are the only, and kind of Gwyn and Manus. I'll have multiple weapons from their boss soul. Oh, Moonlight Butterfly too. She has the horn and the shield. There are a lot more bosses with multiple soul weapons than I remembered. Imagine getting stabbed and just getting back up. Shiva drops the Murakumo? I thought you had to buy it from Shiva. Yeah, the washing pole is... like, it's funny for about 2 seconds, and then it's just like a normal katana. With a slightly longer reach. Whoa! Ouch. And the shield, huh? I have no idea what the shield is again. But I was just gonna buy it. Because I thought that's what you had to do. Somebody asked if I could use the server while getting the Murakumo. Maybe I'll use the server to kill Shiva. Maybe I'll use DSR gadget to get the server, and then use that to kill him. Jeez. See why this is my favorite boss? It's so much fun. I love this boss so much. I just wish I had more health. Ugh, ouch. Okay, maybe not. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I complimented you. Honestly, if it didn't have like the lightning attacks, I think this boss would be better, but I still like it even with those attacks. I don't know if the Shodel would be that interesting to use. Because like its main thing is it goes around shields, right? But there aren't that many enemies with shields. And it's not like I'm going to be doing PvP. And even then, it's not that great in PvP. Because you can like parry it and whatever. Yeah, great sword, curved swords, or great curved swords, whatever. I want to do a whole playthrough with the Flamberge, but I used it for a lot of the Nuzlocke, so I don't know if that's worth doing the whole stream with. I don't know, blocking is useful in a lot of contexts, and for specific builds. Like, not every build is going to benefit from blocking, and generally blocking builds aren't quite as meta, or whatever. But it can be useful. If you're not doing meta. Like, I remember Matthew Matosis, his commentary on Dark Souls 1, he did that little PvP thing with the other person who was getting footage for them, who was going, like, the other route through the game, even though there's more than one route, but, you know, one of the more popular alternate routes through the game, using the Great Scythe, I think, and he was using a shield a lot. Like, that's a really good showcase of the interaction between the different kinds of builds. This is a really bad time to need to go to the bathroom. I'll be fine. It's fine. I can survive half an hour. Shields are really strong depending on the shield and the context. Like, Grass Crest is a really good backpack, right? Like, that's a really good backpack. But it's not a great shield. Heater shields are pretty good for, like, their weight especially, but the stability on them isn't great. Great shields are really powerful, but they're really heavy, right? So you really have to balance your build around them. So shields are really strong, asterisk. What's the strength requirement on the Murakumo? I don't remember it being that high. I know Grass Crest is a medium shield. I'm saying that it's a great backpack. It's a medium shield, great backpack. Yeah, I know Heater Shield has 100 physical block, but it has... Hold on. This is a must. Stop spinning, dude. Oh my god. That's so much more damage than I was expecting. Oh. Okay, I might have been a little overzealous with immediately attacking Chester. 28 for Murakumo. That's a lot higher than I thought it was. But I guess you can two hands. I don't know. One-handing isn't that useful a lot of the time. Oh, yeah. I was going to say, the Heater Shield has 100 physical block, but it has really low stability. Because it's a medium shield. So, for PvP, I imagine that's not that great, especially. Heater is a small shield? Though, for parrying, I would much sooner use bare hand than small shield if I'm not already using one in my build. And I never use shields anyway, most of the time. I've even stopped using the Grass Crest shield, so... I always thought the Heater Shield was a medium shield, but just because it has 100 physical. But if it is a small shield, then the stability is probably even lower than I thought it was. I think Heater Shield is one that I used early in my Dark Souls playing. Oh god. Oh no, please! No, I just wanted my humanity. Okay, everything's fine. Is he trying to snipe me? I'm just shooting the ground. Yeah, I feel like when I do the Murakumo run, I probably won't be leveling Vitality all that much. You know, maybe killing Chester isn't worth it. I wanted the top hat because I thought it would be funny, but... it's not worth it. The fire effects are very cool, I agree. Yeah, I feel like most builds don't really benefit from health all that much, because it's just a, like, how many errors are you allowed to make? I forgot how terrible that effect is. Oh my god. Oh, good. That's so much damage. Yippee. That's so cool. I don't know if fighting Manus is worth it, I'm gonna be honest. Ouch. You do get a lot of opportunities to attack with a weapon like this. Oh, okay. I don't even know if fighting Artorias is worth it at this point. I don't even know how I figured out about the Grass Crest shield. Because... okay, do I have enough poise? I do. Poise damage. Okay, this isn't that bad, I guess. Greed! Okay, we're good. Everything's fine. My damage is bad because Artorias is incredibly resistant to all elemental damage. Everything but physical. All DLC bosses are incredibly resistant to all non-physical damage types. I was expecting it to drop off, but not this bad. Okay, I need to be less greedy. Especially with healing opportunities, Jesus. I feel like I have to be greedy with this weapon. I remember, I think it was Dmod. I was watching Dmod videos, and he was saying how greedy he is all the time. And he was also saying that he used dex weapons. And I always thought, oh, but it's so easy to not be greedy. But when you're using dex weapons, it's really hard to not be greedy. So I understand now. I guess that's why I don't like dex weapons. Small numbers make me sad. Even if there's a lot of them. Come on. Oh, the running attack isn't bad. Good motion value. Ouchie. Maybe I should equip humanity. Okay. What? Once I actually get an opportunity to equip right now. Oop, look at that. It's fine. Aside from boss weapons, I don't know, there are a lot of interesting weapons in this game, but I've used a lot of them. I feel like Black Knight weapons would be fun. Using a different Black Knight weapon for each new game cycle. New game Black Knight sword, new game plus Black Knight greatsword, new game plus 2 Black Knight great axe, and then Black Knight halberd for new game plus 4, or 2, whatever. About $700, I think, in Dark Souls 1. I'd have to double check that, because it's gone up a lot recently, because, you know, I've been playing it for videos and streams and stuff. And then Dark Souls 2 is about 300 hours, Dark Souls 3 is about 250. Actually, I think Dark Souls 2 is 350. Dark Souls 2 is 250. Elden Ring is about 300. Bloodborne is about 100. The Great Axe is the one Black Knight weapon I haven't used, and it's the one that I've wanted to use for the longest and just haven't for whatever reason. Probably because it's the rarer of the Black Knight variants. I could do a giant dad stream. I will do a giant dad stream eventually. You know, I beat Artorias with basically just dragon punching. At soul level 1, I feel like I should be better at Artorias at this point. I'm just getting greedy. That's really my only issue. That was scary. I know a lot of people really like the Artorias fight, but everything they say that is good about the Artorias fight feels like the... Ooh, that was terrifying. The Sanctuary Guardian just does better, in my opinion. Like, the fight flows better. It feels more like a dance. It's a lot more of a back and forth. Yeah, Catacombs in the Kiln, yeah. That's why, because I don't explore the Catacombs ever. But I'd be willing to, like, actually fight the Black Knight. And then hack it in if I don't get it the first time, or whatever. So that'd be a fun playthrough to do, even just using the Black Knight Great Axe. Actually, that would be the stream title would be like the rarest Black Knight weapon or whatever. I can see it now. Is Manus worth it? The damage is gonna be so low. It depends on what you mean by first Souls game, because I started with Scholar of the First Sin, Dark Souls 2 Scholar of the First Sin. I played that about quarter of the way through, I think. And then I went and played Dark Souls 3 a little bit, up to like, I don't know, Pontiff, and the Dancer, and then I went and beat Dark Souls 1 because my PC was broken. I beat Dark Souls 1 on Switch. It's not that I'm having difficulty, it's just that I do low damage and greed gets the better of me. And I'm doing low damage because, yeah, DLC resistances are crazy. I don't know, but even the projectile spam isn't that bad. You just dodge it, like, 4 attacks at most, and then it'll attack you again. And then you get big damage opportunity. I feel like it balances out, because, like, the wave has a ton of damage opportunity, among other attacks, right? And then the projectile spam happens a little bit, but just kind of like caching or using that time it had cached up from the wave attacks. I don't know. Like, the projectile spam can be annoying, but I think it's balanced out, and the rest of the boss makes up for it, and makes it my favorite boss in the series. True, it is only human to be greedy. It's only human to be greedy with a dex weapon. I haven't talked to... What's his name? Why can't I remember his name? It's not Oscar. What the hell is his name? Oswald. Jesus. I haven't talked to Oswald in a long time. I don't remember what his voice sounds like. There is no reason for me to get the crest key. I am not fighting Calamite with fire damage. Absolutely not. I love Dark Souls. I love the Calamite fight. I don't love the Calamite fight that much. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Sanctuary Guardian is really fun when you learn it. Like, especially dodging the combos and then at the very end getting in your own attack. It just feels so satisfying to weave in your attacks during its combos and stuff. Okay. I only get greedy with dex weapons. Strength weapons feel like they're built around being patient and picking your attack opportunities, which is my preferred playstyle. But then dex weapons have low numbers and then make me want to get greedy. My favorite boss from all FromSoft games is the Sanctuary Guardian. The Dancer is up there as well. Despite Dark Souls 3 largely being one of my least favorite games. In terms of like the Souls anthology. Seki Soulsborne Ring. And then Demon Princes are also up there. Calamite's up there. Capra Demon is up there, as heretical as that might be. I don't know. Ruin Sentinels are also very, very up there. Ruin Sentinels are definitely above Capra Demon. Dark Souls 2 gets a lot of hate. Pursuer. I love Pursuer so much. Pursuer is such a good boss. Okay, I don't know, Vitality, I guess. Gonna need it. Cap is really fun. It's, like, it works as a really, really good tutorial for poise. You're just gonna, assuming you don't just try to head into it guns blazing every single time, you're gonna, like, try to figure out how to prevent damage. You're gonna put on armor, realize you don't get immediately staggered. It's a great, great teacher for how to use poise effectively. But even outside of that, like, the boss fight itself is fun. Even without poise, like, I just love learning the strategy to go around them and run up the stairs and bait the dogs away. I think it's a really interesting and unique boss fight, too. I don't know. I just like Capra Demon. Artorias with Chaos. Why? I mean, I don't know. Poise tanking is a valid strategy. I didn't think about that. I don't think I've ever poise tanked Artorias specifically. I poise tanked Manus, though. Manus makes me sad. Sometimes. He used to make me sad a lot more than he does now, though. Especially after that, the Chaos Blade run. No, the Asylum only run. The Asylum only run made me very much appreciate Manus, because I had to beat him with the, what was it, the +3 Black Knight sword really early in the game. Oh yeah, damage. I'm gonna have to be really careful to not get greedy, specifically because the combo can get you from neutral if you're attacking from neutral. I just need to be careful. I guess that's not that bad. I think Dark Souls 2 is better than Dark Souls 3. And about, I don't know, not quite on par with Dark Souls 1, but it's close. I really, really like Dark Souls 2. I think it just gets flagged for being different, not necessarily being worse. I forgot to press the button. Uh-oh. We're good. Everything's fine. I disagree. I think learning the Guardian's attacks is very intuitive when you pay attention to them. They're just harder to pay attention to because they're so fast, right? Like the 4-hit combo, or the 2 to 4-hit combo, depending on what it follows up with. That's one of my favorite attacks ever to respond to, because it's so much fun to learn. Like that you're, ouch, that you're supposed to, or that you can attack after the 2-hit combo if it happens to use that one, or that you can get an attack in at all before it jumps away. I think that's a really, really fun attack to learn. The damage is somehow surprisingly better than Artorias, yeah, true. Fun fact, he can do the combo more than once in a row, and it is so annoying. I've had him do the combo twice in a row, and I didn't realize he would do that. So I did a greatsword jump attack right after a combo, and that is not a safe opportunity to attack. Fun fact. Oh, okay. I need to learn to read those better. I also need to heal. I don't know if this is a good opportunity. I don't remember. I remember being bad at Manus. Good times. Sorry, I'm not reading chat much. I'm just trying to not die. Okay, goodbye, voice. I know I'm going through puberty, but come on. My voice isn't changing. Wrong puberty. I'm also terrible at avoiding that jump attack. I've beat Manus damageless a couple times. I almost did it hitless. I did Chaos Blade minimum stats for Tori's video because she hates Manus, which is totally understandable. And I did that almost completely hitless. I think I got hit once by the like dark rainstorm or whatever. I'm surprised he hasn't done that actually. He usually does that a lot. This is a pretty long fight for him to not do that at all. Or the shotgun. Learning to dodge the shotgun is really annoying, but now that I know it, it's pretty easy. You know, now that I'm like metering my attacks, only doing 2 or 3 attacks at a time, and not getting super greedy, I get it. I understand X weapons. But learning to not be greedy. Oh, see, here we go. Uh-oh! Oh god. Ouchie. Dying to that sucks. Dark Souls 2 stream when? I don't know. I don't know much about Dark Souls 2, so beating Dark Souls 2 takes me a long time compared to Dark Souls 1, so I definitely wouldn't be able to beat the game in one stream, at least not yet. You get a lot of time, like, especially during the combo or whatever, to look over at chat. There's just so much time in between attacks when he does stuff like that. That's exactly why I don't voice train. I want to normalize transness, you know? And I get that some people do it because it gives them dysphoria, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't voice train, but if you don't get dysphoria from your voice, you should join us in forcibly normalizing transness. That's why I don't voice train. Yeah, I don't usually upgrade my Estus very much. There's not really much of a reason to, especially in Remastered. In Prepare to Die, the healing is a lot less. But in Dark Souls, but in Remastered, the healing is really high, and I just don't heal very often to begin with. I don't know, I could definitely do, like, weapon playthroughs, though, to be honest, I feel like, God, what's his name? I used to watch him all the time. The guy who does random Dark Souls 2 weapon playthroughs. I can't remember his name. Anyway, he's kind of got that market covered, you know? As much as I would love to do them, like, I don't think I could do it better than him. Not that I need to, you know, you need to do things better than other people to make those things. Because I know my stuff would be unique compared to his, but just because, like, I don't know, I don't think mine would be interesting compared to his in that way, because like his stuff is already pretty unique. God, I can't remember his name. I'll look in a minute. After I beat Quinn, I'll check and actually say his name. So not just, oh, you know that one Dark Souls 2 YouTuber. Though, to be honest, if you look up Dark Souls 2, you'll probably see him very quickly. Quinn should be pretty easy. Weak to fire damage and all that. Though, I can definitely see getting unlucky and getting the fast slash 3 times in a row and instantly dying. That's very liable to happen. Yeah, I really don't know what I could do in Dark Souls 2 to make it interesting to watch me play through the game, you know? Do a pacifist playthrough where I just summon viewers instead. I don't know. I feel like if I were to do that in any of the games, Dark Souls 2 would be the one to do that in. Well, I don't know, because Soul Memory is stupid. But in terms of, like, the bosses, Dark Souls 2 would be the one to do that in. Or, yeah, I guess areas in general, not just bosses. Alright, good damage. Not great damage. Honestly, lower than I was expecting, but not terrible damage. I mean, I guess I could do that in Dark Souls 1, but I don't know. Again, co-op feels more like a Dark Souls 2 thing to me. I could not tell you why. It just feels more natural to do in Dark Souls 2. I guess because a lot of Dark Souls 2 is, like, very... Like, a lot of the quests and stuff are very focused on summoning and stuff. So it's more built around that, even if summoning specific people isn't exactly what it's built around because Soul Memory. Let me look up the guy real quick. Wow, that was only 2.5 hours. That was really fast. Not that I did all bosses or whatever, but that was a pretty quick stream for what it was. He's gonna be down here somewhere. I know he did the ladle. I'll look up Dark Souls 2 ladle. Yasmania. Yasmania does a lot of really good playthroughs of Dark Souls 2 with different weapons. And if you like Dark Souls 2, or like Souls content, or just want a chill thing to sit through, he's your guy. He has a lot of really cool, really fun, engaging content. Anyway, I like the Furysword. The Furysword is very good and probably the best boss weapon I've used. I think it's better than the Chaos Blade. It was really fun. I really like this weapon. It looks cool as hell. Oh yeah, the kick. I should have used that at some point. There's poo in this jar, I think. Oh yeah, there it is right there. You can kind of see it. I don't have the binoculars. Great way to end off this stream. Thank you for joining. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know how to end this.